Met him from a very long time ago, you know, old
Yep.
school player. He's like, oh, Mirana, I know what to do here. And he picked Shadow Demon, but he got it mixed up because they're not on the same team. That's what happened.
The
Trent.
battle begins.
That's the worst. I hate it when that happens to me.
We're gonna see some switch outs here as people head off to their other areas of the map. Katomi tries to get away. It's a lot of damage onto this poor old Shadow Demon. So there's a couple interesting things that they also kind of have now. On top of Medusa illusions from Darkseer, they also have Medusa illusions from Shadow Demon. So Spirit is Secret. I don't know how they're gonna deal with this.
Yeah, really, it's Entity with the Medusa draft because they're the ones who are gonna have more. I mean, she could buy a Manta, and they're still going to have more illusions than her. They can just keep outnumbering her. That will be the plan, I believe. God, he is so slow on this Darkseer when he's just trying to run up with that Iron Shell.
Oh, it feels bad. Yeah, he's taking a lot of harassment. As you can see down bottom, the immediate punishment that comes out where you just absolutely wrecks you, burning a lot. So we'll see if Toby can get away with getting the farm in this lane. They're going to hope to just try to trade it out. And up top, the other, of course, matchup that we're going to need to keep an eye on, nobody cares about that, right, or Void Spirit, is going to be this Mirana and see how she's able to handle the pressure coming from the Fishman himself. Already got bashed one time right there by Yamich.
Yeah, and 16 stacks of decay. You can see Yamich using the spacing there well to make sure that there's no double decays, or at least as few as possible here. This Fishman is now down to 3 mangoes. These very greedy Undyings. Nice catch there with the picture-in-picture.
Wow.
The first blood. Well done, Obs.
Very well done. Yeah, the damage there almost entirely coming out from the Shadow Demon. Just making use of this disruption and a blood grenade.
Yeah, nice spike at 2 there. So like keep harassing, then you actually have a control element to work with there with the disruption. And now Puppy comes back. They really want this kill, of course. It would be the walk of shame.
Yeah, he's mega dead. Puppy gone. That's all it takes. Puppy? I mean, he was asking if he plays Oracle. Maybe a good question.
Honestly though, like because SD's dead too. SD also out of mana anyway, but I guess SD's gonna have TP is the main problem. So they should have at least some avenue to try and Holy Crystals a little bit before the Oracle's back, but it's probably not gonna be all too much. And Toby will take this moment to at least try and grab the creep wave though. So not be bothered. But yes, back up top. We have the Undying and the Spirit just sort of like duking it out here, and you're expecting Watson to do very well as he's playing Morphling, who obviously can get quite a bit of base damage there.
Has been killed.
All the wonderful abilities of this hero, so it can be a little bit frustrating to last it against, but also really cheap nukes there. And that is a problem when you're playing a melee hero versus Batrider.
Holy moly. Entity showed up to play here against Secret. I was worried about them coming into this game. Starting off 3-1. Granted, Void Spirit has 10 denies. So that's something to keep your eye on as Yamich starts to get chased down. See if they find the finish, and they will. Watson brings him down. Fishman now tries to back away. Does end up falling to Boom in those heavy right clicks. But Watson still putting that pressure on, no waveform beat yet.
I'm running out of leaps there pretty soon as well here for Boom, so I'll have another one back in 10 seconds, but then, you know, when it's the early levels, that's a long recharge time. So if they can keep up that harassment. In the meantime, though, Fishman is to go mid, refill the bottle of Stormstormer as we're approaching the 4-minute rune. So Stormstormer, if he gets one of these water runes, which I don't see any rotations coming, so he should, he'll be back up to even after killing this Void Spirit. So down in CS, but of course, there'll still be more opportunities for kills. Armel was level 3 and he didn't have any points in the Dissimulate, so it was harder for him to really get much of a gap. So if you end up missing on the Aether Remnant, you can just die to bad. They are going to move in with the charge now at 4 minutes. I think Storm gets there in time, though.
Yeah, he's going to get that rune. So Yamich just a little bit late on that movement towards mid. Entity get away with that bottle refill a second time.
Part of that is having the the ward too, as well. Right. Like seeing that coming, making sure that he doesn't go for the top rune.
While down bottom, Toby gonna again take a little hit there from the Fortune's End, while Katomi continues to spam out a lot of stick charges.
Yeah, he already Fortune's Ended.
They have anything else? No, they can't really do anything. They're just trying to secure the farm as Puppy barely gets away from those illusions. Trying to secure this farm for the levels for Toby.
On top though, under the tower. Oh, they cancel the charge. Okay, he's just teasing. Seeing what's up. Everyone's looking to kill in these lanes right now. People are getting a little bit low, getting a bit feisty. We got mid lane Dissimulates out, but Stormstormer's getting low on resources here, so he can't finish the kill on Armel, but he's got 3 points in Resonant Pulse.
Are scanning.
And he also has like full mana too, so if he cracks 6 here, like on this second wave coming through after this, that could be a dangerous situation for Stormstormer.
Stormstormer also is regenning back up again, so he's trying to get to his level 6. They're very, very close. Armel.
Spicy, dude. That's a lot of stacks.
Good dodge. And that might be the end of the potential for aggression, although it will be another bottle refill for Stormstormer. As up top, they're going in onto Fishman, trying to kill him off. Can't quite get it. Does have Tombstone, won't drop it.
Looks like Yamich went through the gate as well, trying to set up on a charge play onto Toby, who is saving a point for the potential surge, but instead the charge is going towards mid. He will pass through a ward that they have. So Katomi's going to know that he's come down and trying to get the 6-minute rune, but it spawns up top, bottled by the Void Spirit.
Armel now hitting level 6 along with Stormstormer, so people probably going to need to keep their eyes on this. If a kill happens, it's going to be quick. Armel threatening. Uses that first round with the arcane rune. Flame break damage now onto Armel, tries to jump away, does manage to. So lasso down.
Ooh, deny as well. I think that remnant was just proccing on that as well. That was kind of sick.
Maybe looking to try and set up onto Toby here, or he's gonna go and steal the rune. Yamich waiting for the creep wave to pass, but he caught one as he headed through.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know if it's gonna matter though.
Boy, they surged Katomi.
Yeah, he's running.
I think they got him. He's gonna find a perfect charge angle.
Looking for it. He's waiting, and disruption is there. He tried the charge, but the wisdom rune comes out in time, and then just TP's out. Battle.
Good thing there was no second stun on the other support, or he would have been in a lot of trouble there after having, like, I assumed that he would like try and charge to get the bash through. I mean, he did, obviously, but he was a little bit late there. Well, anyway, Toby, very low.
Stormstormer makes the move over to try and salvage this. Not going to happen, and in fact, it's turned to stone. Everybody else backs out from secret. They kill Toby. Can they get Armel now? Trying to get away, trying to back out under that Moonlight Shadow. Also the Fate's Edict, so good at dealing with this Bat Rider. Fishman turns now onto him, but with no more Tombstone, they can't do anything really. So Entity, they lose their Darkseer. A pretty big rotation committed as Watson keeps on farming.
Well, this game has been just action all over the place right now. We haven't really had a lot of time to talk about the future, where things are going. One of my main questions will be what Boom builds, because I actually really like the idea of the diffusal that Kezu was bringing up, because I thought it looked pretty solid this game. A lot of the offlane Miranas, when it does get played, do tend to go for this Atos fight here. Obviously, Universal Hero, like Atos, it sounds good, but diffusal also has great stats as well. Works great for Universal Heroes. And then you eventually might get the Disperser too.
Right. Just that extra little bit of survivability and what have you. Armel able to dodge another gank, so that's, I think, 3 lassos used now with no kills for the Bat Rider. Only finding that 1 solo kill in the laning state. Yeah, I like Disperser a lot. I think that item is underused right now, as Toby is going to catch charge again. But yeah, anyway, just like the raw damage too as well. Like obviously Mirana, all the attacks, feels pretty good. I mean, it feels like they kind of got forced into it just because they wanted a range hero to pair with the Spirit Breaker and something to think about the Undying. I think Snap was still in the pool as well, which could have been pretty solid. I feel like there's a lot of teams that would have picked Snap in this case, but I'm curious to see how Boom does with this instead.
as keeps drawing off the tower here, and we get the classic supports in mid around 10 minutes. I feel like we get this a lot lately, where we have heroes that are just trying to go to the jungle, trying to farm there, and even with wisdom runes, you don't feel as secure now compared to just like buying tome. It's much easier to predict when you're going to get 6. So now going to the mid lane early is way more important as support.
Yeah, and then of course they're heading out to get the jungle on for Stormstormer. Toby also taking over that hard camp that was stacked up as Puppy runs into him.
Radiant's top tower
Just have level 6 on the Darkseer, but just trying to slow him down a bit. He will get back to the wave and miss a couple creeps for his trouble.
They don't know about Yamich being here right now, but it doesn't look like they want to go for it.
And now they know.
Yeah, now they know. And unfortunately, he placed that ward right in front of him, so immediately de-warded there by Yamich. Just gonna be very happy about that. Hey, how come this Darkseer doesn't kill the enemy carry at level 6? That's what I always see you do.
Well, you know.
Yeah, you just did a little better. This guy's only at gold, Dark.
I was going to say something more about the quality of the Medusa as opposed to the quality of the Darkseer play.
Just too humble, that's all.
He's killing it right now. Also, Oracle is rough. As Fishman, it's ran at. Image, nope, not going to get him. But they're committing a lot of heroes, and of course with this catapult mid and now the crazy high base damage you get out of these universal heroes, that's mid tower down to about a 3rd HP.
And yeah, that was my layup setup for you as well, because Toby, he's trying to farm agents and he just got killed because Puppy just ran up and forces into them. There's a last at the same time as well though to grab Yamich, so we're dropping a couple of heroes right now. Obviously one's a core, one's a support, so feeling a bit better as Secret here, but yeah, that is the issue. That's why you're not killing Medusa at level 6, because you just have this Dispel from the Oracle. You can't dive into the tower and pressure. It's way too dangerous. And then up top, ooh, the Morph play. Not enough damage yet, though.
Backs away, and dropping down the Seeds of Serenity behind him on Watson to get the farm up as Boom recovers. And yeah, I mean, this is, I think, one of the issues. This Oracle is so freaking good. It's still seeing Boom get off to a decent start. I want to see how he does in terms of when he decides to join the fights, because I feel like Mirana can do a lot of damage in these like mid-game engagements we tend to see.
Radiant are scanning.
1,000 gold lead now for Secret at 12 minutes in. It's going to be a shield rune down bottom. Action.
Orange midi. I don't know if they're going to commit here. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm a little curious as to how impactful Kataomi is going to be this game versus the Medusa. Because like statistically and just raw pub data, Shadow Demon is the 2nd best hero versus Medusa, which I was a little surprised by. I was surprised it was like that high. It's a pretty high percentage too in terms of like the way it shifts the win rate. But I mean, it does make sense in terms of like how much she relies on her speed and like maneuvering around these fights. And if you can just like dump the ulti on her, plus as we've mentioned several times, like creating the illusions, you have a lot of benefits. I'm curious if you could do anything with the disseminate as well there.
Oh yeah.
I forget how it interacts with barriers.
That's a good point. There'll be something to watch
all
for.
Weird. And no one cares about the spell. That's the other issue.
Right, yeah. Disseminate's not real. It's just not leveling it.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist. Disseminate spreads before all damage manipulation.
Okay. See it.
Okay.
And wow, look at Cat Toby right now. He's like, hey, Batrider in this game, Darkseer in this game, I don't care. I'm taking the stacks. It's a giant stack for a Shadow Demon to come in and take for himself. Wow. Does he actually finish this, or does he just soften it up? That is a lot of stacks, though. Holy moly. All right, my work here's done.
SD, baby.
Dire's middle
7.5.
is under attack.
Going on a journey now. Trying to get damage. Yeah, I mean, that sounds kind of sick with Disseminate, though. Because, like, you have to, like, pump so much damage into Medusa. She's like a giant sponge.
Right.
Bursting all this damage around. Seems kind of okay.
Dire's middle tower
And now, on the image.
Trouble, no way out. He even dropped the lasso for this as he tries to very slowly march away and gets punched by a melee hero to death.
Dire's structures.
Yeah, it doesn't
Just
feel
like
great.
rename the skill to Crawl of
Radiant's
Darkness,
bottom
you know?
tower
Yeah,
is under attack.
exactly.
Dire's middle
But
tower has
Armel
fallen.
owning that tower mid. That's just shield room Void Spirit, taking advantage of the situation. Might not have a Spirit Breaker, but he's going to get an objective on the map for them.
Now, smoke up with the Echo Saber completed. He has a lot of right click damage. And depending upon how these next couple of minutes go, they might start to really ramp up the tempo here on Secret, depending upon if they see an opening. An opening they will find. Toby, no man's land. Use up the Q, the Fortune's End. Toby will have Surge afterwards, but he might not be able to get out of here in time. Way too much damage from Armel.
Yeah, it drops down the wall too. This is definitely one thing I don't like about the draft of Endy is this stage of the game of like how you move around the map from like 10 to 20 minutes feels pretty bad. They do have boots travel on Stormstormer, so if you think about like, I don't know, shorter cooldown initiators out of the offlane or a position 4 that's solid at that aspect, you can sort of get around the map and like get punishes with lassos and kills and stuff, but they have a lot of global mobility from the Spirit Breaker. They have the save of the Oracle, who could theoretically be nearby if you try and target one of these cores and you're not like completely certain where Puppey is. You might just get turned around on. And then you also have Moonlight Shadow to contend with. It's a pretty frustrating group to try and gank. So instead, they just have to like sit back and try and farm it up a little bit. But that's giving a lot of space over to this Medusa, who is still top of the chart. That being said, I mean, the net worth lead is basically nothing. It's like swapping back and forth right now. It's Medusa versus Morphling. A lot of it's going to come down to who executes in those first fights, maybe around like Roche, if we start going there, or perhaps one of these giant ancient stacks that if anyone wants to try and contest.
Are scanning.
Yeah, that is a lot. And, no, they're
There's
just
some to the left as well.
yeah, even more. The triple on both of those to be claimed, but yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that. Entity, I mean, this is something that I feel like we saw in their quest series too, where they sort of had this idea of, hey, we're going to be okay late game, and ended up not being correct about that in their other series against Quest, but this one, we'll see if they have better answers, because there are really cool things. You know, the Agnes Morphling, both against the Medusa for stealing her stats is, you know, a quick little jump away from Boom, but also stealing the stats from Universal Heroes is kind of insane for Morph. I think is it 40% that you get of all of them?
Yeah, it is.
Additional
Really
20%.
good.
So that could be an answer.
I'm looking at Boom's build as well. Oh, as he goes for the Atos into Arrow, and there's combo. Kadomi's holding here.
Save, looks for the turnaround, root connects, but the team has shown up. They have enough to bring down Stormstormer. Not quite all the heals were there, coming from the purifying flames, which were not dispelled after the fact.
Radiant's middle tower is under
So
attack.
Entity take a fight win mid on these couple of supports, and now it's going to try and take mid tower.
Radiant structures.
It's funny because the way I was describing what could go wrong for enemy ganking is exactly what happened to Secret. They tried to go in, but Kadomi waited, and I love how long he waited too. We really let them commit in for that. He was basically waiting to see, like, okay, they better cast their strikes, if they do, then I'm going to disrupt. And
Dire's
it
bottom
was
tower
pretty
is
close,
fallen.
so throws up the save. It gave a lot of time for allies to TP to the tower,
Dire's top tower
get
is
into
under
that
attack.
fight, and grab themselves a couple of free kills, all while Morphling keeps garnering up some more farm across this map.
Granted, there is
Dire's
another move.
bottom tower is
Armel,
under
he
attack.
did the split pushing at the same time. You see Boom that's pushing up top. They're going to try and catch him on the heading out of here on top of the ward right now. But pretty tough to gank this. Mirana only has one leap charge. But no, they won't be able to connect onto that. So
Yeah. Boom also not finishing out the full glide here. I can see like the Maelstrom isn't that in combat this game, and for farming it's not really that necessary on the hero. But the problem is sticking with the Atos. It's, obviously, it's not that great versus Morphling, unless you're trying to use the top Lincolns. But I can't really see a good reason for it this game. It just means that you can't really lock down Morph, which is annoying. Then again, killing Morph with like Atos combos is kind of pointless anyway. So I like that it's going to look like here.
big jump They have a save again for Storm. Will he be able to find the second salvo? Stormstormer tries to run away. Armel jumps through him, finds the kill. They turn on to the tombstone, start to take that down. Now Nether Strike on to Fishman. Secret, they just brought more numbers for this one. 5 heroes on the top side of the map. The quick kill into another tier 1 tower taken. Chrysalis has Butterfly now. This is where things get incredibly scary for Entity.
Yeah, they're just gonna rally around Chrysalis a little bit here. Great vision, drop down in the middle of that fight as well there from Puppey. Just help them secure the area, ensure that they're not gonna find those same turnaround plays that they had before. Doesn't have any more wards though as he starts clicking around up top. As we see Toby still farming up in that jungle. Heads the Greaves, heads the Vanguard. Hoping to get towards the Aghanims for the punch, which of course will bring out the Dagon purchases like the panel said.
I'm hoping this. It's a pretty cool item. I like that idea, to be honest. Well, you talked about it. I can see here as well, just in terms of hero damage, how much they're involved. Medusa is just getting there a little bit quicker around the map than Watson is, and you do kind of wonder when this Aghanims comes out if that solves these problems. But likewise, Medusa's going for a Lincoln Sphere, so she understands that that could be an issue. Yeah,
So good this game actually. Like it's insanely good. Versus the Morph ulti, versus the Shadow Demon, versus the Batterer. Because the annoying thing is they don't have anything at range that pops it easily. What's the range on Disseminate? It's big, right? There you go. We got Disseminate. That's our popper. Okay. It's the same range as Purge, so we'll just Disseminate into ulti.
Radiant are scanning.
Well, Katomi scouted out that they were over here, and now Secret Scan revealed that they were nearby the pit, but not actually in it. Stormstormer still farming, but a smoke up now with 3. Watson shows on the lane. Now a Moonlight Shadow to follow. Entity, they are not all here. They're saving hero. Katomi is on the other freaking side of this little
They're just
flower
being
pot.
herded into the pit. This is not
This is quite bad for Entity. The rest of the team nowhere to be seen, and you're stuck in here as Darkseer Morph. Back only onto 1, it's onto Chrysalis. Watson's like, see you later, bro. Toby is mega dead. Oh, wow. That is not all the way it's supposed to go. And then they find a lasso for a kill. Okay, things are kind of working now. They're burning through Chrysalis's mana. The illusion actually doing a lot of work in Puppey now. He's gonna get caught.
ridiculous.
Somehow make this work. Even though they lost their dark suit. So the fighting Chrysalis forced to run away. Just all the illusions.
I can't believe dropping that wall worked out that well. And they took so long to kill Kataomi too. Like unexpected that was gonna work out that well, I gotta say. And Kataomi actually got the kill on Armel.
Look at the fight recap real quick. So you're gonna see something very strange. It had 8,000 damage done for Secret and 1,700 damage done for Entity because it wasn't counting all the illusions.
Yeah, like the Medusa split shots from the Shadow Demon illusions. If you look at how Armel died, he took 1,135 damage from Medusa.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is insane. That is a crazy amount of damage to take from your own allies' illusions. He also got bashed in the middle of that fight and got absolutely rolled while he was bashed. He lost a crazy amount of HP, so that probably had a lot to do with it, too. He even got slammed by Roche in the end, too. So, Roche definitely on the side of Entity in that one.
I know what we got to do in this moment. If you're Secret, go buy those Dagons, baby. It's time. It's their only answer.
Actually pretty solid. I think they need to force this Roche while it's still on Radiant side.
Yeah.
Because you do not want to get into a situation where they can buy back and get back into this engagement. Dire already scanning if they know. Lasso's back up thanks to the Octarine, so they can make their way down here. They have Tombstone. Front back up in 20. They're not going to have time for the Tormentor right now. They gotta move. Do not want to give this up. They have a great ward here too.
Watson, he just got enough gold to get his Aghanim Scepter, but the team, they saw it go red. Medusa illusion in the pit, and Secret, they don't feel comfortable just walking in. They saw how badly that stuff went last time around.
Okay, does Bat lasso the illusion?
No, this is
that's good dissipated time. Okay.
Interesting. A minute and a half until Roche swaps sides. Academ's on Morph done. This is huge timing right now for Entity.
The moonlight. They have no idea. No one spotted. Do they have any detection? They have a smoke on bat. That'll be their detection. Dust is coming out. He's looking for them.
They realize
in his backpack.
No, he didn't swap it over. But they're just through 1 to 3. Finds them all right at the start. Immediately, they try to get down that wall. They finally connect. It doesn't hit on a Chrysalis. They get it now. Watson runs back in, wanting to take this fight. They've already lost Spirit Breaker and Bat Rider, but now switching into the Void Spirit. Watson trying to play around with his remnants a bit. Toby seeing if he makes up happen, but it's Watson versus 4 right now. Rooted.
Katomi's coming.
On the puppy, trying to get that kill. Katomi trying to figure out who he can disrupt, but he doesn't have it anymore. Watson drops down the remnant, backs away, and is going to get 8. Lincoln's pop, 7-8. Assimilate, rather. And immediately tries to wave form out. The other side of the tree line, he's in trouble. Swapping over, but now Fishman and Toby show back up. Team ready to come and help. Spirit Breaker charging in. Surge, back away, Fishman. Caught for a moment. Does have to say Link back. Katomi.
Look at the illusions! Look at the illusions! They're dying!
Oh my god! They destroyed Puppy!
They just killed Puppy!
Holy moly. Alright, yeah, you gotta watch out for the disruption. The disruption is insane.
That's literally all it is. Nothing else about this matchup matters. Alright, I'm fully convinced. I was wondering why it was so high in pubs, because I was trying to think, like, how can it be that high in pubs? It's not that easy to execute, but like to get all your spells off. But no, it's literally just disruption. Okay, it is just that much damage. I mean, it makes sense. It's a lot of damage. Just 75%. You get multiples. Illusions hit really hard. But I was not expecting it to look that impactful.
And the other problem is that since Chrysalis has gone for this butterfly, she doesn't kill their illusions that quickly. Like, she had for a second an MKB queued back up on Medusa, but now going into the Scotty, this is just going to create worse problems for the team. Chrysalis, they're going to need to get some other way to deal with these illusions, because particularly when Toby gets Aghanim's, like, it is going to shred his team.
This is so funny. They're going to lose to Medusa. With Medusa.
Tower is under attack.
The only way to beat it is to become it, Trent.
Well, you know, if you don't ban the Medusa, you game long enough to become it? I don't know. There's something there.
Yeah, true. There can only be one.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, they got the Medusa. They got the illusions, but they need to get into the pit.
They're going to
already use
on
disruption. That. Oh, this is not going down quickly enough. This is not going down quickly enough. They're all grouped together. Yamich tries to break the initial starts of this fight. Toby drops down that wall, hits onto Chrysalis, pulls them all back in. Puppy is dying. Boom is dying. They're all dying to the goddamn Medusa illusions. Chrysalis the only one that's not starting to fall, but then the jump in, the push back. Chrysalis in trouble, starts to go down. The Medusa is dying. They have illusions on the other illusions from the wall illusions, and the illusions are doing it. Whose illusions are doing what? Chrysalis now starts to die even more. Toby wants to pull back into the wall. They don't have it. Shadow Demon is on the other side of the fight. He can't get there. Chrysalis dropping lower and lower, and eventually is going to die. Mass buybacks, but Entity, they get here quicker with the buybacks.
Well, usually I get annoyed at this happens in games.
Look at that fight recapping again. So again, 11,000 damage. Entity did no damage, apparently.
That's a little ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, they had their chance, right? Like, Secret, I get a little annoyed with the buybacks and the fights, but this was Secret losing control of the map. This was Entity forcing them to delay it, get the roach on their side, being able to use their buybacks better. Secret still had its tier 1 tower. They could get there, but great start to the fight here from Entity. Stormstormer getting in there, getting the vision, and just putting Crystals in a bad start to begin with.
God. Yeah, look at this. It's so much. Katomi keeps getting these kills. He's 6-1-5 on the Shadow Demon and has an Aghanim now. He's a problem, although Armel, I mean, this guy has a lot of damage. He will connect and almost bring down Yamich, but saved by Puppy at the last second. It's still only 1,000 gold separating these two teams.
Gold for me.
That was surprisingly close, actually. And Yamich. Yeah, it's still a very tight one here. And, you know, if they manage to find Kataomi, or if they take a fight where he's not there, it is a lot harder, right? Or they don't get off the good wall. Then again, now, of course, with the punch, they have a few more Medusas to deal with. Watson here.
Pulls him back in.
Oh, snap.
Watson switching into Void Spirit form, and now the lasso will be enough for the finish.
Dude,
We're
poor
seeing
Boom.
the value here of universal hero swaps over from Watson. It's really strong stuff. And now Tormentor claimed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I feel like Boom's pick has not worked out at all.
Yeah.
Like the benefits were that it gave Spiritbreaker, it put the Spiritbreaker into the 4 position, and it was a good Spirit Vessel game that you wanted, so it like kind of works out nicely for the hero. You need someone to charge around the map, that's cool and all. But I feel like the Atos got what, like 1 kill? And on that, yeah, it's all damage on Universal Hero, but feels a bit rough. If you don't hit the arrows in the fights, it feels like you're not doing a whole lot. The Moonlight Shadows have been okay, but his game individually just feels pretty depressing. I mean, he's below the Shadow Demon.
Well, and Shadow Demon having insane effect in this game. It feels like all of the illusion spam. And
Are you ready for some grab ally though from Fishman?
oh yeah,
Because that's what I'm ready for, baby.
the freaking Undying, so strong. Grab that ally.
Radiant's middle
Secret
tower is
going
under
to reveal their
attack.
position in a moment as Oracle gets the Aghanim shard. So the Reign of Destiny is out, and they're pinging immediately this high ground. They want to find somebody up here, but Secret a little bit wiser to the fact that this could be coming their direction, or staying a little bit back now.
Yeah, they're wise to the illusion as well. They don't freak out. Their smokes don't pop.
It really is just an illusion game. You have 3
is.
Manta buyers on the Radiant, and then Shadow Demon Turks here with a Morphling. 4 Mantas in this game, and then a bunch of other illusions.
Wait, so what's our current maximum then? Is Darkseer can create 6, right? Shadow Demon can create 2.
He
That's
can create
8.
them more
Radiant's
with
middle
multiple
tower is
normal
under
punches,
attack.
right?
Oh, that's true. I was just saying with 1 normal punch.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I mean, well, the last
Radiant's
one would
middle
dissipate,
tower
right? Because it only lasts 6 seconds and
That's a good
9
point.
second
Fair
cooldown.
Point.
Okay. So he can make 6, Shadow Demon makes 2, Morphling makes 2. So they're at 10 on the side of Entity.
Right.
That's a
They only
lot of
have 9 on
illusions.
Secret. They only have 9 on Secret. They need to get illusion.
Wait, why 9?
Because they have 3 Mantas. Oh wait, no, that's 6 then. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking 9 here.
Math, lol.
I know. God damn it, we keep getting each other.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, 31 minutes in, 15-17. And the punches are going out at value.
Tell you, if I'm a puppy, I'm just like holding the smoke in my inventory for these fights. Come on, get away. Like, when the illusions start chasing me, I'm just
Radiant's top tower is under
Help!
attack.
Yeah.
Glimmer would also be really solid.
Or a Ghost Scepter too, yeah. I need these things. You need something. Right now it's...
Radiant's top
now,
tower has
hold on
fallen.
here.
Oh, now we're talking.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, for
Dire's
now at
middle
least,
tower is
it
under
is
attack.
Mass Lincoln's appears to be the choice for all of these heroes pretty much. The exception of Mirana, going back-to-back lights here. But Entity happy with their prospects going later, and they have the other big against solutions, which is the Crimson Guard. A really valuable item for helping to mitigate this damage.
That's true.
Don't have a Crimson Guard fire though on the Secret.
They also banned Pugna at a point, didn't they, on Entity?
Yeah.
They were in the know here. They knew what they were doing.
True. Toby queuing up afterwards, the halberd. Very effective against Medusa.
Stormstormer now with another Lincolns in this game here. So we got 3 Lincolns. Sorry, oh yeah, no, 3 Lincolns, right? Yeah. Boom going back for the Gleipnir, trying to get some more control. Honestly, the Gleipnir for all the illusions sounds kind of okay.
Yeah.
We are at the point now where he actually does need the clear out of the illusions, which is kind of comical. But they truly need it, especially versus, like you said, this like butterfly, now Scotty, Medusa illusions that are being crafted versus them. Oh, we got a Scotty on Morphling too, so some ice cold water coming out for you, like it's pressing that little button on the fridge your friend's house had, and you're like, damn, I wish I had this thing that shot out ice in the front of my fridge.
That's pretty cool.
Because I did, and
you're bringing back sad memories.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Fishman! He gets caught and starts to drop, but now Chrysalis turned upon. He gets punched. He gets some illusions, but then is coming out. Who can they find? Watson already on top of Puppy along with old Stormstormer. Will it be enough? Look at all the Medusas. Puppy's dead. Looks for more. Tries to find him. Boom! Getting absolutely obliterated. Dude, they are all just dying. Like, Boom hasn't been able to do anything in the last 2 fights. They find a punch now onto Armel. Chrysalis finally creates a little bit of a safety zone for himself, but Watson is there to chase him down. Katomi has another disruption ready as the punch is there, and they're all gathering together to beat up on Chrysalis, but there's the Manta illusions. So many illusions. Toby, he needs another punch. He gets it back up, sends the illusions back at Chrysalis, and Chrysalis is gonna die with that entity ready to go high ground. They didn't know about the Dagon Trent. Somebody tell them. It's a pretty good answer as the punch is there onto Armel for the Void Spirit. Vacuum a little off the mark, and they can't quite catch onto Armel. Do have buyback on Dusa, but that only makes the push harder.
Oh my god, I know it's like the many snakes head raising thing. I thought that was a Hydra where if you cut them off more appear, but apparently it works on Gorgons as well. Because there's just more and more Medusas popping up everywhere here. I can't believe how late this Shadow Demon pick comes into play, and yet it feels like the most important hero in this game.
Oh yeah.
Has fallen.
And the other problem again, I think, is pretty tough for Chrysalis. Like, you need this butterfly to survive, but you also kind of need the MKB because otherwise you can't kill your own illusions. They just don't have a way to deal with it. They really don't. 17,000 gold lead for Entity. And, you know, most of this is not hero damage. I'm pretty sure that the illusions have dealt more damage than all the Entity heroes combined.
I would say that's probably pretty close, honestly. It's a little bit ridiculous this game. And you go back and you think that Secret were doing a great job of controlling this map all the time. It was hard for Enemy to make plays. Like, they didn't really feel like they were able to enable their Batrider all that much. But just by losing their momentum and not being able to get that Roche at the bottom, or at like 22 minutes when it was on Radiant side, I feel like that's where it all just started to fall apart for them. That, alongside just not respecting Kataomi in these team fights, plus getting the early blink, helped a lot in the Shadow Demon. You go back to when he was like farming those ancient sacks. Aether blink is what allowed him to really get in there and get these Medusa illusions that dominated these fights and really bullied back the supports.
It's been a really impressive showing from Katomi, and you know, a potential answer for how you deal with this hero. You know, both that and the Darkseer is going to be hit, and they are going to get this one, it looks like. So H's cheese, they're still gonna have to go through bottom where there's a tier 2 tower remaining. That's fair
Dire's
too.
middle tower is under attack.
All right, Medusa feels like I know the answer to this now. We're gonna have to go Rapier.
Commits too, buys the relic.
Yeah. A little surprised not MKB, but I guess if you have enough damage, it works. And obviously, illusions don't get this.
Boom. Solved.
if it ends up.
I would say it's probably the only option. It's fine. It's a bit of a YOLO state of the game right now.
They have another.
It's nice play here down bottom. He gets this ward up on like the little cliff side, so you can see them when they're sieging. Try and catch the Bat Rider moving into their tree line. Play like that.
Gonna need to maybe play around for these buybacks
Radiant's
too.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I do like that ward there.
Oh, Starstar was nearby there. Not able to set something up.
Taken. Katomi, he drops down a ward. They immediately see it. Now Katomi sees, hey, they saw my ward. He ward this one now.
Tower has fallen.
And ready to head in through the bottom side.
Radiant's bottom
Starts
tower is
punching.
under attack.
Medusa! Where are you?
Radiant structures
Show up. Just makes him stronger. Oh, she doesn't have TP for 15. Oh, and this is going to be Rapier being delivered to her right now. But the base is going.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Lasso. Watson charges through. Waveform back. The punch connects onto an illusion.
All right, she's here.
Can they do anything?
This is so scary to be versus Morphling charge.
Yeah, happens so quickly. And I mean, they're spread out. Again, I mean, they can wait for Lasso to be back up. Stormstormer's pushing out top. Drop down another ward. This one is immediately seen. He's gonna try and take that one away. Jump in from Watson, finds himself boom. Light near down, arrow to follow, but Manta keeps him alive. With Stormstormer rejoining, they might look for another opening now. There's no false promise for 35 seconds. If they find Chrysalis right now, it's curtains. Thinking about it. Flame break there for the pushback. Watson trying to go for some dispels, trying to break the Linken's Chrysalis. No Linken's for 13. Stormstormer defined the angle. Looks forward. The break is there. Rain of Destiny down. Watson turns into Chrysalis and, well, immediately they just start raining down havoc, and the illusion not doing damage to it. Even with the rapier, she just keeps missing on the butterfly illusion. Buildings are dying, and Chrysalis can't do anything.
Can't kill them.
Rapier doesn't matter if you don't hit.
Radiant's bottom
One back with your true strike.
Radiant's bottom
It's over. That's the full
has
mega
been
creeps, which obviously Secret can hold against this for a long time, but it is going to be a steep hill to climb for them to pull this back.
Carmel and Stormstormer are just directly on top of each other here. But out he goes.
Watson looking down bottom. He's smoked up, trying to find a hero, and who will he find? Right in on top of Ghoul. Linken's broke, rooted for the moment. No arrow to follow. Watson turns into Medusa, swap back. Linken's broke, and he could making that hit happen. Disarmed. Uppy trying to keep him at bay.
Still teasing with a minute of Aegis left here. Pretty low mana on the darks here, though. And Toby, obviously, no Blink Dagger yet. He has 3,000 gold. They should really just leave and spend their gold. They're all rich.
I think that's going to be the call. 41 minutes. Mega creeps in hand. Now Blink Dagger with that level 20 talent. So he has that wall replica even more often for yes.
From the void.
It's good. I feel like we don't have enough Medusas, so I just want to make sure that it's there for every fight.
Bro. Very important.
If only we still had the cape of illusion, or the illusionist cape, you know?
That was
a good
so
one.
sick. That gave you extra damage from illusions too. Multi-hour.
Bring that back.
Spirit Breaker gone. Chrysalis. Linken's broke immediately, swaps into the Medusa form yet again. Edict there, full mana pool. Katomi, he gets the This is a problem. The illusions are hitting the base. No scepter for Puppy keeps him alive. The charge looks okay. Boom, just gets eviscerated here. Atoni is going to go down. Okay, but now Lasso saved immediately. Chrysalis turns to try and get the fights in. Try and right click for all he's worth, but it's not going to happen. Back into the wall. Eventually, she is going to go down. Armel, the only core left alive, and GG is called Entity. Pull out all the stops in this one and show, yeah, we got the answer for the Medusa. Don't care.
Victory.
Well, so you're gonna try this one before, right? This Medusa opener.